38 years before I left there and went to a not-for-profit called Community Justice for Youth Institute. And then while there, learned about restorative justice. These tools that I've been able to bring to different communities as we were training and building up capacity in the city, leaders of peace. I really got an education, but then also saw that, children all over the city are being hurt and harmed by the juvenile system, and we need to think about, specifically African American Latinos, we need to think about how do we expand this diversion piece. Then we realized a lot of these cases were coming from the schools. So we began to start working in the schools, working really hard to find out what was going on. Why are you sending all these kids to detention? Why are you arresting these young people? Why are you suspending these young people? Little did we know there was this whole schoolhouse to jails pipeline, and we kind of came upon it. That was right around 2004 when we realized something's going on, because we were getting these cases, 40, 50 kids, big mob fight, and they all were being arrested, then to juvenile, but then the state's attorney would be like, we can divert this. So we get the case, we're like, well, it didn't even need to come to you. It should have just happened at the school. So we began to realize that the policy that was being used in schools at the time was zero tolerance. And zero tolerance is a policy that just looks at how to punish who did it, punish them, forget the victim, forget people that have been harmed, forget the school community, and how it's creating a very unsafe environment by just pushing out kids. It was like, we're the power, we're the adults, you do what we say, you don't, we're pushing you out. And so we began to really work with the Board of Education and others to really change the whole view of how the city of Chicago sees our young people, especially Latino and African American, who predominantly made up most of the suspensions, expulsions, and arrests. So then we realized that this policy was racist. And we told them that this is a racist policy because the whites are not getting pushed out at the levels. We only make up 40-some%, but we make up 70% of all the suspensions. I said, what's going on? And so the board and security and police and a lot of community organizations, Southwood Youth Collaborative and Northwestern University Children and Family Justice Center, Bernadine Doe and others, began to rally and began to organize, Blocks Together, youth group, and we're able to get the code, get zero tolerance pulled out the code, and restorative justice put in, because we're like, okay, we take zero tolerance out, what are we going to put in its place? And so we began to share with them this practice of restorative justice. We had not been in the school yet, so to test this could work. We were just saying it could work. Well, because people were doing it. We had peer jury in the schools, and we had different successes, but not at the level that we've been able to see here at Finger High School.